So, and that happens the following. They say, okay, we need a document, we need a solution for the situation on the border. A colonel from the, we can say, border patrol, got the order to provide a document, build a group, and provide some document for the party with a solution for this situation. And I heard him later, when he explained what, he said, I have no idea what I can do. There is no solution. The only solution is open the border. And he wrote the document, everyone has the right to leave and cross the border. And the party did not even read this, because it never happens before. He was the colonel, was a member of the party, he got the order, and he expect he will do the best he can for the party to fix this problem. And he had no idea, so he wrote, everyone can leave. And the secretary of the party in Berlin there was also a demonstration in rally in Berlin now, Berlin and in Dresden, and the people would have an answer, and he should provide an answer, a solution for this problem. And he got this document, and he was happy. No one checked it from the party. Everyone was sure this will be the right way, because it wasn't the party. And he read, and he stopped. And then he continued. Everyone can leave with a passport, the East German Democratic Republic. And no one expected this.
So basically, because the general was told to figure out a way to fix it, he said, okay, let him go. And so as a chain reaction, well, a high-level party person said this, then it must be okay, and that shows that command and control system. Now, what did the Stasi start to do after the wall fell? You know, the people that love torturing, the people that love controlling people, love spying.
It started far before. They know exactly, they had good information. They know there will be an end. Economy was going down, the rallies, more and more people. And what he did, the Stasi was also in the army. It was called Department 2000. So because the Stasi had every 6 months, they had to write a document about me. I can continue the position I have or not. They have to check it. You know, when they see some risk for the party, I would be moved away.
And by the way, you were arrested once by the Stasi.
Yes, I was arrested by the Stasi.
What do they do? Keep you up and stuff? What do they do to you?
No,
were you an army officer was a little bit better?
What he tried is to find something, some evidence, which would be against our regulation of service, or against the party. And this is pretty easy, because as an officer, you have actually no rights. In East Germany, you have rights, of course, but when you do anything, even when you look TV from West Germany, this would be a reason to lock you up. It was forbidden. It's crazy.
Verboten.
Verboten.
Wow. So what did they do to you while you were in there?
First they tried to find some evidence. I left the base for just some service, and I got a hint I should stop at my home and have a look at my home, and I did this on the way. And the Stasi was in my apartment and searching for anything or tried to put something in. No idea what. I called the police. The Stasi got arrested. This was fun.
Oh, really?
Of course, they let them go, And
so the same type of stuff we see here where you call the sheriff on the feds.
Yes.
And, of course, you had warrantless wiretapping, all the same things that we now see happening here. Now, how did you get to the United States? Obviously, back then, the U.S. criticized the type of things going on in East Germany. Now they say it's like mother's milk. Tyranny is good, freedom is bad. It's kind of flipped, and in some cases it's going more extreme, where they have Air Force aircraft scanning the evil citizens now. The whole system being used against us, a conscious move towards authoritarianism, the branding of it, all of it. What are the parallels that you see with what you witnessed growing up in East Germany, a famous authoritarian state, versus the U.S., and the direction we're going?
When we see the First Amendment, I mean, I have a certain officer. It wasn't a gun show. I had this shirt on, and the officer saw me, police officer. He was there in service to check around, and he went away. So this is not by accident. And get the other way, he came, went away, and I said, officer, do you have a problem with my shirt? Because he looked at my shirt here. And he just looked away, and then he came back and said, I don't want to become a target. This police officer has a problem with someone who keeps his oath. He took the oath too, same.
He was saying he didn't want to become a target, or you're one?
No, he says, read it to me, I don't want to become a target. So the police officers are under pressure, at least some of them, to say, okay, I stay to my oath. I will not obey any...
Oh, no. We've confirmed, and it's come out in documents. Oathkeepers, Ron Paul, Alex Jones, they sit up there with the military and police and say, these are bad men. Don't listen to them.
Yes.
Pull them over if you see this. I mean, of course, this is probably the front runner in the Republican Party, and they still have manuals saying he's evil. I mean, how can police not know? The bad guys tell you stuff like that. I mean, this is obviously the bad guys. This is the bureaucracy that's engaged in all the crimes. But I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Continue with your stories of parallels you see.
The next thing is, in East Germany, there are documents. You could clearly tell the party, here, this is our constitution, and here's our regulation of service, and here is written what I have to do. I have not to obey an order against constitution, against our people. You could say and could show this. Yeah? Here, there's no question about. You are a terrorist if you believe in the constitution.
So it's worse. It's worse. It's more. I mean, here's the ADL having secret meetings with law enforcement saying if you talk about small government, you are a terrorist. I mean, that is obviously terrorism.
Look, and see, by the Patriot Act, they can lock you away without any reason. No evidence. You have no right to call them.
And now they want to use the military against the people.
This is the next step about the Patriot Act. And the Patriot Act is extended. Actually, it ran out half a year ago. And was a vote at the Congress. And they voted to extend the Patriot Act, which is absolutely against the Constitution.
Yeah.
Like when the Stasi arrested me, they had to do something after I saw them found in my apartment. So they arrested me, and our commander said, okay, you have 5 days time, the Stasi has 5 days time to provide some evidence against me, or I'm back in service.
So our government tramples on rights worse than the Stasi?
Yes. I had the right, 5 days, and they had to show evidence. They can arrest you, can arrest me here, without evidence, without any right.
What do you think of the fact that Homeland Security hired Marcus Wolf as a consultant?
Well, would work. They may need him.
Yeah, well, he died a few years after that. But the point is that they would. I mean, it's so clear-cut tyranny. What do you think of the TSA? And they do violate the Constitution, Fourth Amendment, groping children, microwaving people, and now highway checkpoints.
It's completely against the Constitution.
What would Germans have done in East Germany if they had checkpoints where they fondled your children?
There were checkpoints around Berlin in the beginning, in the first years, because there was no border. It was open shortly after the war, after World War II. But there was never checkpoints anywhere in Germany. In East Germany.
So again, we're worse than East Germany. All we have left is free speech, and they're in the news saying get rid of freedom of speech, and openly Cass Sunstein calling for alternative media's arrest. I mean, they are bona fide tyrants.
The only check in East Germany was for crime when they searched for someone, but there were no regular checkpoints anywhere in East Germany. It was a socialistic state.
What would the East Germans have done if they did TSA type stuff? Would the revolt have come sooner?
Would come sooner.
So East Germans wouldn't put up with what happens in America.
There was no way. It was different.
Well, that's why I've researched the whole planet. Only North Korea is more draconian than the U.S. And it's weird, though. There's this parallel of tyranny, but then all the old vestigial freedoms are still there. But the system is demonizing it, and it doesn't matter how comical it looks. You know, here's the ADL, sir. They're here to teach the cadets that George Washington is bad. I mean, I actually have video of FEMA with ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center training manuals and Road to Tyranny saying, George Washington, terrorist, Thomas Jefferson, terrorist. And the cops are all, I mean, it's like saying, I mean, it's so absurd. You think it's a comedy, and it's not. They really are bad guys, and they think they're the good guys. We'll be right back. Stay with us on the other side.
As we age, we lose.
If you go to Infowars.com right now, you can see all the off-the-charts important news articles and information. You can see my breakdown, Pentagon drones now targeting rural Americans. That report's up at Infowars.com. And we've got Michael Savage withdrawing his $1 million offer because multiple states are saying it's illegal to tell Newt Gingrich to drop out for $1 million. It's obviously a tongue-in-cheek publicity stunt. That's up there. Cheney said that Obama should have attacked Iran to destroy drone. That's the guy that tried to start a war with Russia, the whole Georgia situation. Just because you're about to die, Cheney, doesn't mean all of us have to die. Also, Ron Paul outlines his campaign's secret weapon from our interview yesterday. That's up there. Iran reiterates its threat to close the Strait of Hormuz if attacked. 40 members of Congress protest indefinite detention bill. We're going to talk more today, Mr. Spens, about your experiences. But in closing, what do you, I mean, you came to the U.S., what do you think of it? Other parallels, do you have a warning to the people? Why are you speaking out?
When I came to the U.S., I came 13 years ago to the U.S. I had no idea about America without the normal information. And I studied first the Constitution to understand the lifestyle here, understand more about politics, how it works. And the Constitution, when I compare it with the Constitution we had, our was new because it was 40 years old, and was actually written very well. But there's a huge difference between both. Even it was correct. The Constitution in all other states, even East Germany, was written to tell how the government can rule the people. This is here completely different. We, the people, Constitution is written for the people to say, keep the government out for the rights of the people. It is completely different.
The people are the sovereign, not the government.
Yes. So, and then history, how it came to the United States, the 31st colonies, and the Bill of Rights. When you go to the Bill of Rights, I heard a very good explanation about this, very short, from Judge Andrew Napolitano. He said, Amendment 1 says, government, you cannot do this. Amendment 2 says, government, you cannot do this. Amendment 9 says, government, you cannot do this. And Amendment 10 says, and if you have someone forgotten, you can do this.
The whole thing is about binding down government. Now it's been turned all the way around backwards. And the media will blame the Constitution for the situation we're in. We've gotten the situation because we've ignored it.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I heard our now president say the Constitution says what the government not can do. But the Constitution says not what we all can do for our people. It is not the service of the question of the government to rule our lives. But
what do you think of just the open announcements that torture is good, secret arrest is good? It is like a bad dream.
It is. And I have a lot of discussions with my American friends about terrorists. I mean, yes, what was the last one killed in Yemen? It was actually an American.
Yeah.
So, from my opinion, the Constitution says pretty clear. You have the right for a trial in a court, and you have to see evidence. You have to provide evidence.
Well, that's right. How do we know he was a terrorist? They told us so. Yeah. This precedent of we kill you and just believe us when they're a group of known liars. They don't want a court hearing because they don't want it to come out that he worked for them.
Yes.
By the way, he did. That did come out in the news. Or that the underwear bomber was gotten on the plane.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want a trial.
And this guy, the last terrorist who got killed, was never convicted with any crime. And there were 2 men more in the car. They killed 3 with a drone. 2 men more. They have no idea who they are. And I heard on TV, they have to be bad guys too when you're on the same car. There are 3 men got killed.
And now they're saying the Army will use the drones against us, and now they're doing it. I mean, the bill hasn't even completely passed yet, and it's already happening. That's in the news. They say it's against the law, but so what? The American people will put up with anything. Tonight, 7 o'clock, InfoWars Nightly News with Wayne Madsen on Fast and Furious Breaking Info.